Gangs are going to play a integral part in Cyberpunk 2077, and knowing which ones to associate to and which ones to avoid is going to be important. So let's go ahead and talk about them. Asiva, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video, guys. Today we're taking a look at the gangs of Cyberpunk 2077. If you haven't had a chance to check out my video where I go over the factions, we're going to be covering every subgroup of the factions, and one of the factions, of course, are gangs. And today we're going to be talking about the ones we currently know that are available. There are a total of 6 different gangs within Cyberpunk 2077. All come with different attributes and different skills and different types of abilities that you're going to want to make sure you know in order to see who you might want to be friend or who you might just want to unfollow. So we're going to talk about all 6 of them, and they are the Voodoo Boys, the Melstrom, the Animals, the Valentinos, the Nomads, and the Tiger Claws. The Voodoo Boys are a gang interested in drugs, magic, and rituals, which reside primarily in the Pacifica district. Also bring together people who are great at hacking. The members of this gang are sadistic and ruthless. For them, there is no reason nor for mercy or for killing. They do what they want, so it's best not to stand in their way. The Voodoo Boys are led by my man Bridget, and he's going to be the main protagonist of the Voodoo Boys. And it's going to be important if you're ever looking for drugs. And if you want to know what drugs are used for, definitely check out my video on consumables. I'll leave it linked down below in the description so you can get a better idea of why it might be important to associate yourselves with the Voodoo Boys. But Man is the main honcho of this gang. The next gang are the Melstrom. Now, these particular gang, guys, it's very little known about them. We don't know too much information, but we do know is that they are a very small gang, but they still control a very integral and very important part of Night City, and that is the ports. The main gang was destroyed by the Inquisitors, and what happened here is that a lot of the members spread out, but now the gang has kind of come together and formed a smaller clan. But the cool thing about them is that they control all the areas around the port. So if you're looking to traffic something or bring something in from another city or use any port of entry, you're definitely going to want to associate with them, especially if you guys are dealing with weapons or any contraband cyber technology. The next gang are the Animals. Now, the Animals, just like the name says, they are almost animal-like type humans. They are very aggressive and have almost near-like animal instinct. They pay great attention to physical fitness, whether through training or through drugs. Now, Animals are led by Sasquatch, and what we do know already in regards to the game is that she's going to be, or he's going to be, a boss that we're going to have to fight in order to take an area from Night City. So we already know that we're going to be coming in contact with them, and we're probably going to want to avoid them because usually Animals are going to primarily going to be, people who are like bouncers, bodyguards, because as we know, anybody who's extremely fit within the game are used for either, kind of safeguarding a location or working for corporations or doing any sort of infiltrated work for any other entities. So we're going to want to make sure we avoid them, but we also want to make sure, depending on our skill tree, we kind of befriend them a little bit, because if they do own a couple of drugs that are going to enhance our muscles, we want to make sure we keep an eye out for them, whether it's to friend them or to avoid them. The next gang are the Valentinos. Now, we don't know too much about the Valentinos as well. We have very little bit of information, but what we do know is what their main objective is, or what's the purpose of their gang. So the gang is focused on seducing attractive women in entire Night City. Now, why? I mean, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You should already know why. But most of the time, this gang is going to be primarily harmless. As long as you don't mess around with their property, you should be safe from roaming the streets of Night City. They shouldn't be the ones who attack first, but touch their property and you might find your head cut off. The next gang are the Nomads. Now, I did talk a little bit more about the Nomads, and you want to know a little bit more detail about them in my faction video, so I highly recommend you check this out. But the Nomads are a group that consists of the main priority, which is their go-to staple, family. And they've lost their entire houses based on the corporations, and they've been forced out of the city, and they live pretty much in the highways. And what's interesting about them is, of course, their equipment. Yes, because the majority of their equipment is actually the most lethal equipment you could find in All Night City. Whether it is that they find it in the streets or they actually stole it from someone, but their equipments are the most lethal ones currently in the game. So befriending a nomad is going to be extremely important, but you're going to have to earn their trust, because if you want to make it into the family circle, you're going to have to become trustworthy. The next gang is called the Tiger Claws. Now, the Tiger Claws are quite an interesting bunch out of all of them, due to the fact that they are extremely not interested in any sort of technology. They don't want no cybernetics. They want to avoid as much technology as they possibly can, because they appreciate martial arts and traditional Japanese weapons. So if you're looking to enhance your movement speed, be a little bit more stealthy, and you're looking to get weapons of lethal but yet more traditional aspect of weapons, then befriending a Tiger Claw is going to be extremely important. We're going to definitely want to come here and learn the arts of martial arts, and also how to use these kind of traditional weapons against the cybernetics or any sort of mechanical weapon that comes our way. And there you guys have it. Those are all the gangs we currently know of Cyberpunk 2077. Out of all these gangs, which is the one that draws your attention, which is the one that you find more interesting, and which is the one that you find less appealing? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to stay up to date to everything Cyberpunk 2077, highly recommend you check out the videos we already uploaded. Join our playlist so you guys can be ready when the game launches. I hope you did enjoy this video, so a like rating would be greatly appreciated, and I will catch you guys on the next video.